Join us as we explore brain health and its importance in today's fast-paced world. We'll dive into how nurturing cognitive clarity and resilience can unlock your full potential and enhance your community's well-being.
This video explores the multifaceted concept of brain health, not just preventing disease, but unlocking your mind's full potential through three lenses: lifestyle medicine, vascular vitality, and neuroplasticity. Lifestyle medicine, the foundation of brain health. Imagine food as medicine. The Mind Diet, a blend of Mediterranean and DASH, can cut dementia risk by up to 53%. Movement fuels your brain's growth factor, BDNF. Think of it as miracle grow for your neurons. Even 3,800 steps a day reduces dementia risk by 25%. Add restorative sleep, your brain's nightly detox, and social connection, and you have the ultimate longevity toolkit. Nature helps too. Green and blue spaces literally heal your brain. 2. Vascular vitality, the circulatory link. Your brain's health mirrors your heart's. The same factors that guard against heart disease also protect your neurons. Prevention really is your cure. Regular checkups and lifestyle consistency are your strongest allies. 3. Neuroplasticity, the brain's superpower. Neuroplasticity is your brain's ability to rewire and renew. But toxins like heavy metals and BPA slow this down. Swap high mercury fish for smash fish. Sardines, mackerel, anchovies, salmon, herring, rich in brain-boosting omega-3s. Keep learning, keep exploring. Even brushing your teeth with your non-dominant hand sparks new neural growth. The takeaway? Your brain's future is built on today's small, intentional choices. Eat wisely, move daily, rest deeply, connect often, and keep your mind curious. Because optimizing your brain health is the ultimate act of self-empowerment.
What is lifestyle medicine? So the definition of lifestyle medicine is the use of a whole food, plant-predominant dietary lifestyle, regular physical activity, restorative sleep, stress management, avoidance of risky substances and behaviors, and positive social connection as a primary therapeutic modality for the treatment, prevention, and reversal. Yes, reversal, possible reversal of chronic diseases. We're talking about reversing type 2 diabetes, high blood pressure, high cholesterol, chronic kidney disease. All of these can be possibly reversed. And lifestyle medicine acknowledges that 80 to 90% of chronic diseases are actually lifestyle driven. That's right. Genes maybe, have some role, but really it's how we turn on or off those genes, epigenetics, and how our lifestyles are so powerful. And it was the first time that I learned that our brain health can be in and under our own control. Okay, so I'm going to talk about going through the pillars of lifestyle medicine, how it's never too early or never too late to make changes that can optimize our brain health. There is the Mind Diet, which stands for, it's a word salad, no pun intended, the Mediterranean DASH diet for intervention for neurodegenerative delay. This was a dietary pattern that Martha Claire Morris from University of Chicago really looked at and then put into some trials with the Mind Diet. So people that really embraced a plant-forward dietary pattern with this Mind Diet had about a 53% decrease in the risk of dementia. And people that were moderately adhered, so just did more, plant forward, than they had been, just moderately adherents, had a 35% decrease in their risk for Alzheimer's. And what they found were people who were really following that Mind Diet long-term is that they had the cognitive abilities of someone 7.5 years younger. And every time we are moving our body, we are generating something called brain-derived neurotrophic factor, BDNF. Think about BDNF as being miracle grow for your brain. Anytime you move your body, you are engaging that hippocampus, you are creating synapses, you are making your brain stronger. A study that looked at brain health and dementia was the UK Biobank study. This is about 80,000 participants, and they wore wrist accelerometers. And what they found were that participants who took at least 3,800 steps per day were able to decrease the risk of dementia by 25%. And if they upped that to about 9,800 steps per day, 10,000 steps per day, you could decrease your risk of dementia by up to 50%. Moving on to sleep. Sleep is our superpower. And when you are sleeping, your brain is incredibly active. And one of the cool things that happens when we sleep is that we engage something called the glymphatic system. So when we get into deep sleep and our sleep cycles and getting at least 7 hours, that glymphatic system is going to rid your brain of all of the tangled proteins and toxins that have accumulated throughout the course of the day, amyloid, protein, tau protein. So that is very necessary. So the Whitehall 2 study, which looked at sleep deprivation and whether that affects brain health, found that participants who were in their 50s, 60s, 70s, who were getting suboptimal sleep, meaning 6 hours or less on a consecutive basis, they were at an increased risk of dementia by up to 30%. Okay, so really making sleep a priority and aiming to get at least 7 hours of sleep every night. And I think everyone, the consensus is it's not that you have to be completely abstinent, but know that there is no benefit to consuming alcohol. So given the choice, I do say try to avoid it as much as you can, right? We all went through one of the largest social psychology experiments during the lockdown where we didn't get to see our loved ones and hug them, and we all felt this void. Well, it turns out that social isolation and loneliness affects our brain health. Dr. Vivek Murthy, the last Surgeon General, had his Surgeon General advisory about the health implications of loneliness, and it actually increases our risk of dementia. So stay engaged, find ways to stay engaged.
So my job is to share with you about the vascular aspect of brain health. And vascular brain health refers to the importance of an optimal structural and functional aspects of your brain's vascular system. And so if you want the blood vessels of your brain to work properly so that you preserve your brain and so you have this cognitive reserve, or alternatively, if you don't look after the blood vessels in your brain or the blood vessels that get to your brain, well, then you're going to reach a situation that Melissa mentions, including dementia and other conditions. And I suppose it's very relevant to share with you that the risk factors that you consider for dementia, for a stroke, for any illness related to your brain are the exact same as relate to your heart. And in fact, most of them are the exact same that relate to your cancer risk. So what unifies every single illness in your human body is actually lifestyle medicine. And as Melissa says, 80% of the chronic diseases of this world are due to those lifestyle factors, and they are all preventable. So the bottom line for all of you is that your vascular health, because it reflects your blood vessels throughout your whole body, is really the most important factor when it comes to your brain health. So looking after your vascular health, looking after your blood vessels, looking after your heart, the rhythm, how the heart is actually working. And in terms of improving that, if you want to live long and have a healthy brain, well, then you've got to take the steps now. Prevention is your cure. And more importantly than anything else, you have to take personal responsibility here. You have to do this. Neither can your doctor do it for you. What I feel is really, really important is you make behavior changes every day to keep your brain healthy.
Whatever brought you here, I'm here to let you know that your brain can change. It can get better. Your brain is very adaptable. If we give your brain the right ingredients, your brain can continue to thrive, to learn, adapt, and improve. So the definition of neuroplasticity is the brain's incredible ability to adapt, reorganize, and form new neural connections. And this can happen throughout our entire life. So for neuroplasticity to work, we have to give the brain the right ingredients, the right strategies, and we also need to learn what prevents this from happening. And that's what I'm going to share with you today. For example, heavy metals like lead, mercury, aluminum. These are heavy metals that are in our environment, unfortunately, and they can accumulate in our brain, damaging neurons, creating inflammation. And this ultimately impacts our overall cognition. Amyloid plaques are the body's way of trying to heal that inflammation. So we want to try and lower inflammation in our brain. Also, there's common household products that contain BPA, bisphenol A, found in plastic, water bottles, a lot of our food containers and plastic that we use to cover our foods, phthalates, which I know these are chemical names that you may not be aware of or you may already be aware of, but phthalates are in many products in our homes. Anything that's in your house that's scented candles, incense, perfumes, even our cleaning products. If you look on the label, if it says perfume or scented, they will most likely contain phthalates. These are dangerous for your brain. There is hope. You are not alone. And remember, small changes compounded over time rewire your brain for clarity and resilience. You have the power to protect and optimize your brain health. So start today.